everybody wants to get united. Like, what we gotta do is meet everybody in 149th Street at the back.
In graffiti, there's plenty of different kinds of riders out there. And in today's video, I wanted to highlight 5 different types of riders and share them with you guys. Now, before we get into it, some housekeeping. I'm pretty sick, forgive the voice. So first up, we have to get it started with probably the most common and most relatable type of rider, just your average, everyday, normal rider. This is the kind of guy that's doing, you know, hand styles, they rock throwies, they also have pieces out there. They don't really go out of their way to do graffiti. Sure, they'll do the occasional mission, and sure, of course, they'll have a night out on the town, but they really get up when it's most convenient for them. Normally, these are the kind of guys that don't ever really become king. They don't ever really become legends as far as their feats are concerned. Like, you know, they don't become a legend because they did some outlandish thing. And this is honestly where most graffiti writers end up, especially as they get older. Now, that's not true of everybody, of course, and that leads us to number 2. We've got the hardcore bomber. The kind of guy whose entire life revolves around getting up in graffiti. Normally, typically, these guys predominantly rock throwies. Maybe some hand styles, maybe some pieces every now and again, but most often throw-ups are their weapon of choice. It's really common to see brand new graffiti artists kind of take on qualities of this type of graffiti artist, where a new graffiti artist, a brand new toy in the game, will go ahead and they'll hit everything in sight, but that's more so because they're just enthralled and seduced by graffiti early on. They still have those rose-tinted glasses. It takes a real hardcore writer to keep that same energy once they've become more experienced. Once they become more experienced and they keep going at that same rate, that right there is this kind of writer. And once again, just to reiterate, for this type of writer, graffiti is their life. That is their priority. Sometimes to the detriment of their personal life. They may lose relationships, jobs, and so on and so forth just because of how they prioritize graffiti. They're willing to risk their freedom and their life and their safety in general, as far as like just, you know, the minor injury that isn't necessarily fatal. They're willing to do those things a lot more frequently than the average rider's willing to do those things. Reputation is key here. Maintaining that reputation and getting their name up around the city as much as possible is the goal. Usually when you see a rider like this, especially one that's experienced and older, these are the ones that tend to be king, because it takes that level of dedication, that level of determination to reach that title. Now, if you want to be more effective when you get up and you really want to impress people when you get up, then check out our Ultimate Graffiti Guidebook in the description down below. It'll teach you all graffiti's fundamentals and it'll hold your hand throughout the entire learning process. We've already helped thousands of people with this book. We've helped brand new graffiti artists find their style and get out of the toy phase, and we've even helped professionals and experienced graffiti writers who've been in the game 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, because we teach information that has never been talked about in the graffiti community before that I developed. You're essentially getting a college textbook worth of knowledge in this book, and there's no other book on the market to teach graffiti this in depth. So if you feel like you're in a rut, you don't know how to progress, or you just want to get out of the toy phase and find your style, then I guarantee you my book has what you're looking for. Check out digital copies over on our website, theartistblock.inc, with physical copies over on Amazon. We got a link to both of those in the description down below for you. I almost want to include as like number 3, the guy who always forgets his paint or forgets his caps, knowing full on well that his homie will go ahead and spot him, but I feel like that's such a cop-out one. It's like a gag answer to where I don't really feel like it's worth putting on the list, but you guys all know that type of rider. So instead, for number 3, we'll go ahead and say freight rider. Now, there's a lot of people that hit freights, but you got some people that love freights, and that's what they do. That's the thing that they go to by default. And for the older freight heads out there, for them, at least the ones that grew up in New York, it brings nostalgia from the old school New York days of actually hitting trains. That's not the only appeal to it. You got some guys who are a lot younger, too young to have gotten up in New York, that know nothing of that nostalgia. They love freights just as much. Why is that? Well, the answer is really simple. That massive freight train travels across states. You don't get more bang for your buck than on a freight train. You do yourself like a nice piece on a freight, and there's no telling how many people might see that. I got a freight train that actually passes by somewhat close to my house, and I love seeing the graffiti on that thing as it passes by. Awesome. Every single time you see some of the best graffiti on freight trains. I'm starting to geek out here because I'm realizing how much I like looking at freights just by talking about it. And really, when it comes to freight trains, you can get a whole manner of different types of graffiti on this. You can find yourself looking at hand styles, you can find yourself looking at throwies, simple little pieces, or crazy wild styles. So there's a nice variety that comes in with that sort of thing. Number 4. This one, I feel like I can lump quite a few people into this category here. And that's going to be those of you guys who rock on buses, one-liners, things of that nature. The quick tags. And because of that, we could also kind of once again lump in people that only do hand styles or predominantly do hand styles, because it's all within the same kind of idea of get up with your tag fast. So whether you're bus hopping, whether you're rocking Philly hand styles all the time, or whether you're just in love with your tag and that's what you prefer, we have number 4, we're gonna lump them all in, the bus hoppers. There's something about these tags that I really like, because you'll often see people use just straight up whiteout in order to do a tag. You'll see these guys scratch their names into surfaces. Like these right here are some of the most resourceful graffiti artists out there, because the goal is simple: get my tag on this surface. How? Any way, any means necessary. So if they gotta literally pick up a rock off the floor and scratch a mirror with it, they'll do that. You won't get that with throwies. You won't get that with pretty much any other type of tagger. You won't get that with pretty much any other type of graffiti artist. And that's honestly part of the reason why I put them on this list, because I feel like that right there defines them and separates them from other types of graffiti writers. That resourceful nature speaks volumes, and it encompasses lots of what graffiti actually is. And you see it best, I believe, here with these kinds of writers. So whether it's a tag done with your typical kind of writer's marker, or whether it's a tag done with a rock, a Dremel bit, a spray can, or one of these bad boys, these guys are getting up any means necessary. Now we come to number 5, the last one on the list. And to be honest, I could have easily have made this a list of 10, a list of 15, 20 different writers. There's a lot of different kinds of writers out there. So before I share this one with you guys, let me know some different type of writers in the comments down below. And who knows, maybe I'll follow this video up with your guys' lists that you leave in the comments. But number 5, we're gonna choose the DL spot writer. These guys hit what's most convenient, lowest amount of risk, and really these kinds of spots just give them the opportunity to take their time, take it easy, hang out with friends, and rock a nice piece. That's typically what it's used for. Sure, don't get me wrong, they'll rock throwies and, hand styles as well, but the appeal to these DL spots is the fact that they're so low risk and they offer you so much time to where you have the wall to yourself for an extended period of time and you can do what you want. Oftentimes you can bring some friends around, you can hang out, kind of relax for the entire day without being bothered, and just honestly make memories. These were some of my favorite walls to do back when I would paint, specifically for that reason. It's also here at these types of spots, at least back in the day, you used to see a lot of innovation happen on these walls because graffiti wasn't as easily accessible. It's not like you had your own wall at your house or you had as easily accessible legal spots as you have nowadays, where in the past, if you wanted to rock something new on a wall, you had to find a wall to do it on. And DL spots offered a great place for you to test and try out new things. Once again, nowadays with how easily accessible graffiti is and different mediums that graffiti has taken on now, innovation happens everywhere. But I remember going to DL spots when I was younger, and I would see people trying out new throwies. I would see people trying out different types of pieces that they weren't doing when they were getting up, or they weren't doing when they were rocking a more notable spot, a more legal spot, or a Hall of Fame, or anything of that nature. Number 5. But dudes, that just wraps up today's video. Let me know your list of different kinds of writers in the comments down below, and maybe I'll follow up with that video next week. As always, don't forget to check out our Ultimate Graffiti Guidebook in the description down below. We got digital copies over at theartistblock.inc with physical copies over on Amazon. And if you want the best how to do graffiti tutorials anywhere online, check out this playlist right up here with more graffiti content right down here. And I'll catch you guys back here next week. Thanks for watching.